Amman is the north of Jordan. It's probably where you'll fly into. It's very beepy, very loud, full of people, real atmosphere. This is the citadel that is one of the main attractions here. It's incredibly old, incredibly beautiful. It has loads of history. You can read about it in your guidebook, or you can, I believe, pay for a guide to take you around there. So this is the view of the city from there. It's really incredible. Also, if you stand there at the right time, you can hear the call to prayer. It's really lovely.
One of the first things you see when you come into Amman is this massive ruin from a statue of Hercules. Huge, and a video doesn't quite do justice to the scale. I forgot to take a proper video of this, and I've only got one of me talking absolute nonsense over the top, so you're going to have to deal with me in the corner there. You can take a really cool photo, like I've done at Emma at this point. Around the statue there's also loads of remnants of what it used to be, loads of remnants of ruins. It really gives you a sense, look at the fingers there, really gives you a sense of how big this statue must have been. There's also a museum on site, which isn't particularly great, but I really enjoy zooming in on these creepy dolls' faces. Emma doesn't like it, but I included it in the video anyway. Look at the creepy dolls.
As well as the creepy dolls, there's also some amazing pottery there, which is really old. There's also information in English, and it's really good. It's included in the Jordan Pass, and it's really interesting.
You walk down some stairs from the citadel. You can go past some art galleries, and you're led to the Roman theatre. There's not a huge amount to do here, but it is free with your Jordan Pass, and you can take some cool little pictures. And there's two tiny little museums off to the side to look at as well. From the theatre you can either get a taxi or you can walk down to the Jordan Museum. The Jordan Museum is 5 dinar to enter, but personally I thought it was really good. Emma, what did you think of the Jordan Museum?
It wasn't included in the Jordan Pass, but it was really good, and I would 100% recommend it.
Yeah, there's things like the Dead Sea Scrolls there. There's lots of ancient tablets. There's me covering the camera with my thumb again. There's loads of old monuments. There's lots of monuments that are taken from Petra as well. You can see some of the stuff here. Here's some old tombs that I thought were really cool. There's also this travelling exhibition at the Jordan Museum, and this goes through all of Islamic history to do with science and all the inventions that Islam has contributed to science over the years. I spent a bit of money. There's Ben Kingsley here. I think both of us would say that the Jordan Museum was definitely worth 5 dinar. However, the cafe was not up to scratch, and possibly we could have done with a gift shop. And while I was walking down the street, I saw some people queuing, so I just joined the queue. I didn't know what it was for, but it turned out it's for knafa, which is like a cheese dessert, and here I am shoving it in my face.
The next day we took a bus an hour and a half north of Amman to Jerash, which have some of the best preserved Roman ruins in the world.
This is the forum at Jerash, which is huge. Emma, what did you think of the jet bus?
It was really good. It's 15 dinar at the time of filming. It was good. It's a nice, safe, quick, warm journey.
Stop off at a castle.
Yeah.
You also stop off at a restaurant, which they say, do you want to stay at this restaurant? And you absolutely don't need to, because there's loads of food places around Jerash, isn't there, if you want.
Yeah, there's half an hour between the two places-ish. You probably, if you really want to spend a long time here, you're obviously going to have to hire a car and come yourself or get a taxi, because your time is limited to maybe an hour at the castle and 2.5 hours here, but that's fine.
We brought some cold pizza and ate it and some steps.
We brought snacks with us.
what's weird about Jerash is you've got all these ancient ruins and roads, and then here's the ruins, and here's a mall. And if you can hear the traffic from the streets, the kind of old world over here. Old world, new world. Old world, new world.
I'm just touching 1,000-year-old carving and no one's stopping me, no one cares. It's mad.
One thing that's really good about the scale of this place, it's really easy to imagine like being 2,000 years ago and walking down this street as it was originally built. You think how long must it have taken them to build all these massive columns? You can actually feel the grooves where carts have gone down and the wheels have trod in this kind of ancient walkway. You can see all the wheels from the carts. Absolutely mind-blowing. Okay, we're about to leave Jerash and go and buy some tat from the gift shop, but I've got to stop here because Emma has the hottest of hot takes. Emma, what's your hot take?
I prefer Jerash to Petra.
One of the wonders of the world.
Yeah, fine. But I had to walk a lot more there, and therefore I enjoyed it less.
Addendum.
It was easier to imagine life here because it's so... You can still see where all the buildings were and exactly what it looked like, so you can imagine actually living here, whereas it's much harder to imagine living in a cave in Petra.
Okay, so we are back at home now, sitting in front of the sofa in order to get an okay camera angle. So tips for Jordan. Number one, I would say to lower your expectations in terms of what kind of hotel you're going to get for the price.
If you can afford a Kempinski or a Movenpick, which is like £200 a night, wonderful. But even for £60-70 a night, the quality of the hotel is not necessarily that good. And a lot of them are allow smoking, so it's quite a smoky sort of smell in lots of them as well, no matter how much you pay.
Yeah, we booked into one hotel and then we immediately booked out of one hotel.
We made a mistake. It was more of a hostel and it looked really nice online, but it was a horrible mistake, and luckily we were able to book out immediately.
I think one of the things when you're going somewhere is always have a contingency plan and just be prepared. Sometimes it's worth spending the extra money. Just go, no, this isn't me. I'm going to go somewhere else. The second thing I would say is to get the book. Emma, do you have the book? Look, hold up the book. This is the Lonely Planet Jordan is actually really good. Now, the hotel recommendations and food recommendations aren't amazing. We stayed in a hotel that lists in the book that we didn't enjoy very much, and also we went to a restaurant in the book that was not fantastic. But all the historical facts and stuff are really good, and when you walk around you're able to kind of get a better sense of things.
Yeah, you can pay for a guide in a lot of these places, but obviously it's much cheaper not to do that and sort of easier, and you're on your own time scale, and you can still get quite a lot of information from the book. And then if you buy a SIM card at the airport, then you'll have data, so you can look up more information if you want to.
Yeah, a lot of places don't have great signage, so it's worth getting the book to give yourself a bit more of a context around some of the things that are there. The third thing that I would say is to make sure that you sign up to proper things. So we signed up to a cooking course that was listed in a hotel, and it turned out not really be a cooking course. We were just in a room with a chef teaching us how to make a meal. And, you know, the things that you normally get on a cooking course, you know, your little aprons and your certificates and things like that, that kind of make it fun. There just wasn't any of that.
No. Like the cleanliness, I think, was somewhat lacking. And yeah, the organisation. He was a nice man, you know, he taught us how to cook a meal and that's what we asked for. but it just wasn't as organised as it could be. I mean, we've done cooking courses in Thailand in people's gardens, and they were still much better than this.
Yeah, I think sometimes go with the official thing, because there are quite a few people who will just take your money and just kind of try and come up with something on the fly. As far as sites say, definitely hit Jerash. You really like Jerash, didn't you?
Yeah, Jerash is my favourite.
Yeah, and that's about it. Our next stop is Baku in the middle of February, so hopefully we'll make a video of that. But